Every 3 seconds, someone in the world develops dementia. By 2050, over 130 million people could be living with Alzheimer's disease. But here's the game-changing news that will transform everything you think about this condition. Nearly half of all cases can be prevented. I'm here today to reveal the latest scientific discoveries about what truly leads a person to develop Alzheimer's disease. Stay with me because you're about to learn something that could save your mind. Alzheimer's disease represents one of the greatest public health challenges of the 21st century. As the most common form of dementia, it affects millions globally, with numbers growing exponentially as our population ages. But the fundamental question remains, what really causes someone to develop this devastating condition? Recent scientific research has revolutionized our understanding of the factors contributing to Alzheimer's development, bringing both concerning discoveries and renewed hope for prevention. Let me explain what Alzheimer's disease actually is. Imagine your brain as a vast library where information is perfectly organized. In Alzheimer's, it's as if the shelves start collapsing, books get lost, and the entire organizational system breaks down. The disease occurs when certain brain proteins begin behaving abnormally, forming plaques and tangles that destroy our neural connections. The result? Progressive loss of memory, cognition, and the ability to perform daily activities. But here's what science has discovered. We are not helpless victims of this disease. Recent studies show that cognitive ability, functional limitations, and overall physical health can predict dementia risk up to 20 years in advance. This early prediction capability opens unprecedented opportunities for prevention. Advanced age is the greatest risk factor for developing Alzheimer's disease. Most people diagnosed are 65 or older. However, it's crucial to understand that aging doesn't necessarily mean developing dementia. Age is a risk factor, not a death sentence. The year 2024 marked a significant breakthrough in understanding Alzheimer's risk factors. High cholesterol and vision loss are two newly identified risk factors associated with dementia, expanding our list of controllable elements. This discovery changes everything because it gives us more tools to fight back. Here's the revolutionary finding that almost sounds like science fiction. Approximately 45% of dementia cases could be prevented if we controlled 14 risk factors, according to a groundbreaking 2024 study by the Lancet Commission. Let me break these down for you. Cardiovascular and metabolic factors include high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and the newly identified high cholesterol. Lifestyle factors encompass smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and physical inactivity. Sensory factors involve hearing loss and the newly discovered vision loss. Psychosocial factors include depression and social isolation. Environmental factors cover air pollution and serious head injuries. Finally, educational factors focus on low formal education levels. Now, let's talk about one of the most exciting discoveries in Alzheimer's prevention, the revolutionary role of physical exercise. According to a study from McMaster University in Canada, sedentary lifestyle and genetic conditions are Alzheimer's risk factors that practically equal each other. This means that even people with genetic predisposition can significantly reduce their risk through physical activity. Recent research from the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil showed that hormones released during physical exercise could be the key to reversing memory failures caused by Alzheimer's. Exercise promotes increased cerebral blood flow, stimulates the growth of new neurons through neurogenesis, reduces brain inflammation, and improves connections between neurons. Here's the fantastic news that everyone can embrace. You don't need to be an athlete to gain neuroprotective benefits. Recent studies confirm that light exercises are sufficient. Regular walking, light resistance exercises, and enjoyable physical activities already demonstrate effectiveness. The practice of regular activities is a known neuroprotector, and recent studies show they can be gentle and accessible to everyone. Resistance exercise is increasingly confirmed as an effective strategy to prevent the onset of sporadic Alzheimer's symptoms, which is multifactorial and may be related to aging, or to delay them in hereditary cases. This opens exercise possibilities for people of all ages and fitness levels. The connection between heart and brain health cannot be overstated. Risk factors such as high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol levels, and smoking can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Treating these risk factors in midlife can reduce the risk of mental decline in later years. This connection isn't coincidental. The brain is an extremely vascularized organ, depending on a constant supply of oxygenated blood. Any condition that compromises blood circulation can affect long-term brain health through reduced cerebral blood flow, damage to the blood-brain barrier, increased vascular inflammation, and compromised removal of brain toxins. Depression presents a complex relationship with Alzheimer's. It can be the first symptom of a demential condition and constitutes a risk factor for dementia, creating a complex cycle where cause and effect intermingle. Depression can both precede and result from cognitive decline, making its early treatment even more crucial. Social isolation emerges as an independent risk factor, highlighting the importance of human connections for brain health. Social engagement stimulates complex neural circuits, exercising different brain areas simultaneously. The danger of loneliness extends far beyond emotional well-being into cognitive preservation. Environmental factors play an increasingly important role. Air pollution represents an emerging risk factor, especially relevant in urban areas. Fine particles can cross the blood-brain barrier and cause chronic brain inflammation. Serious head injuries can initiate neurodegenerative processes that manifest decades later, emphasizing the importance of accident prevention and protective equipment use. Hearing loss isn't just an aging inconvenience. Hearing impairment reduces cognitive stimulation, leads to social isolation, and can overload cognitive resources, accelerating mental decline. Vision loss was recently identified as a risk factor, possibly through the same mechanisms as hearing loss, reduced sensory and cognitive stimulation, with consequent acceleration of neural decline. Low education appears among modifiable risk factors, introducing the concept of cognitive reserve. People with greater formal education and cognitive stimulation throughout life develop more robust neural networks that can better resist brain damage. This protective concept means it's never too late to start learning and challenging your mind. Alzheimer's disease is costly for society and families, with predicted increases in public health spending, given that population aging will lead to increased disease cases. The cost is not limited to medical treatment, but includes long-term care, caregiver productivity loss, home and structural adaptations, and emotional impact on families. Based on current knowledge of risk factors, effective preventative strategies include regular physical activity with moderate aerobic exercises like walking and swimming, light resistance exercises, and enjoyable activities combining movement and cognition, such as dancing or Tai Chi. Control of vascular factors involves monitoring and controlling blood pressure, managing diabetes and cholesterol, smoking cessation, and moderate alcohol consumption. Cognitive and social stimulation includes continuing education, regular social activities, intellectually challenging hobbies, and maintaining social relationships. Sensory care involves regular hearing and vision exams, using hearing aids when necessary, and correcting visual problems. Environmental protection means avoiding pollution exposure when possible, using protective equipment in risk activities, and preventing head trauma. The year 2024 brought promising developments in the field of Alzheimer's and other dementia studies. Researchers presented significant progress in understanding markers and risk factors related to neurodegenerative diseases. These advances pave the way for early identification of at-risk individuals, more targeted prevention strategies, development of new treatments, and more effective public policies. Modern Alzheimer's research represents a fundamental paradigm shift from an inevitable disease of aging to a largely preventable condition. With 45% of cases potentially avoidable, we have more control over our cognitive destiny than we ever imagined. Each person who adopts neuroprotective habits not only protects themselves, but contributes to reducing the societal impact of the disease. It's a personal investment with collective returns. The power of prevention lies in our hands, and every healthy choice today is an investment in tomorrow's mental clarity. Modern science teaches us that Alzheimer's development results from a complex interaction between genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors. While we cannot alter our genetics, we have significant control over many other determinants.